The rain-slicked streets of Manhattan gleamed under the streetlights as I slammed the door of the yellow cab, my heart pounding like a war drum. I can't do this anymore, I whispered to myself, but there she was, waiting in the glow of the restaurant window, her smile slicing through my resolve like a knife. And just like that, the lie we'd been living for months crashed over me. She said she didn't like women. Yet here we were again, tangled in this web of candlelit deception. In the heart of New York City, where the skyline pierced the heavens like jagged dreams, I first met Elena at a crowded art gallery opening in Chelsea. It was one of those crisp autumn evenings in 2024, the kind where the air hummed with possibility and the scent of street pretzels mingled with expensive perfumes. I was there as a freelance photographer, snapping candids for a local magazine, my camera a shield against the loneliness that had shadowed me since my last breakup. Elena, with her sharp bob haircut and piercing green eyes, stood out like a masterpiece amid abstract splatters. She was the gallery owner's assistant, poised and professional in a tailored blazer, chatting up patrons with that effortless charm that screamed old money East Coast. Our eyes locked across the room during a lull in the chatter. She approached me with a glass of cheap Chardonnay in hand, her voice smooth as velvet. "You capture the soul of a moment," she said, glancing at my lens. "What's your secret?" I laughed, flustered, and we fell into easy conversation about light and shadows, metaphors that would later define us. By the end of the night, she'd slipped me her card. Elena Vasquez with a handwritten note on the back. "Coffee sometime? Let's talk art." That coffee turned into lunch, then dinners. Always candlelit, always intimate spots tucked away in Soho or the Village. She was straight, she insisted early on, when I casually mentioned my ex-girlfriend. "Oh, I'm not like that," she'd said with a light laugh, waving it off. "Men are complicated enough." But her invitations kept coming week after week. "Just friends," she'd text, followed by emojis that felt too warm for platonic. I'd show up heart racing in my best jeans and a vintage leather jacket, hoping for a sign. One evening at a tiny Italian bistro on Mulberry Street, the candles flickered like secrets between us. Elena leaned in, her fingers brushing mine as she passed the breadbasket. "You make me feel seen, Jamie," she confessed, her eyes glistening. "In this city, everyone's rushing, but with you time slows." I swallowed hard, the weight of unspoken desire pressing on my chest. Was this flirtation? Or was I reading too much into her lingering gazes, the way she'd laugh at my jokes with that throaty, genuine sound? As months passed, our friendship deepened. We wandered Central Park on weekends, feeding ducks and sharing stories of our pasts. I grew up in a small Midwest town, escaping to NYU on a scholarship, embracing my identity as a lesbian amid the city's vibrant queer scene. Elena, from a conservative Latino family in New Jersey, had moved to the city for college, chasing dreams of curating art that challenged norms. Yet she dated men sporadically. Bankers, artists, the occasional tech bro. Always ending things with a sigh. "They're never enough," she'd say, her hand on my arm. The tension built subtly. One night, after a Broadway show she'd surprised me with tickets to, we walked arm in arm through Times Square's neon chaos. "What if we ran away from all this?" she joked, her breath warm against my ear. I turned, our faces inches apart, the crowd blurring into insignificance. But she pulled back, laughing it off. Kidding, of course. That denial stung. Yet the invitations persisted. Candlelit dinners became our ritual, each one layering on the intimacy like coats of paint on a canvas. By winter, snow blanketing the streets, I was hooked. We'd huddle in her cozy Brooklyn apartment, cooking pasta from scratch, wine flowing freely. "You're my safe space," she'd murmur, head on my shoulder during movie nights. But when I'd hint at more, "Elena, what are we doing?" she'd retreat. "Just friends, Jamie. Don't complicate it." Her words were a barrier, but her actions screamed otherwise. The drama simmered beneath the surface, a pot ready to boil over. Friends noticed. My roommate Sarah, a no-nonsense barista from Queens, cornered me one morning. "She's stringing you along, girl. Straight girls experiment, but they break hearts." I defended Elena, insisting it was mutual. Deep down, doubt gnawed. Was this love or a cruel game? The city with its relentless energy mirrored my turmoil. subways rumbling like unspoken truths. Then came the first crack. At a holiday party in her gallery, Elena introduced me to Marcus, a handsome gallery investor. "My date," she said casually, his arm around her waist. Jealousy surged like a tidal wave. I excused myself to the bathroom, splashing water on my face, fighting tears. Later, alone on the fire escape, she found me. "What's wrong?" she asked, concern etching her features. "Nothing," I lied. But her hand on my cheek lingered too long, her eyes searching mine. "Jamie, you're irreplaceable." That night, she texted. "Dinner tomorrow? Just us." The pattern continued, pulling me deeper into the emotional whirlwind. Each candlelit evening was a high, followed by the low of her denials. I journaled furiously, capturing the romance in words I couldn't say aloud. New York became our backdrop, rooftop bars with skyline views, quiet bookstores in the West Village, ferry rides to Staten Island where we'd watch the sunset paint the water gold. As spring approached, buds blooming like hope, Elena's family visited. Her mother, a devout Catholic, eyed me suspiciously at brunch. "Who's this friend?" she asked pointedly. Elena laughed it off but later confided. "They expect me to settle down with a nice man." The pressure was mounting, her internal conflict palpable. I wanted to scream, "Choose me," but fear held me back. One fateful dinner at a French cafe in the Upper East Side. Rain pattering against the windows, Elena dropped a bomb. "I'm seeing Marcus seriously now." Her voice was steady, but her eyes avoided mine. Pain ripped through me. "Why tell me this?" I demanded, voice cracking. She reached for my hand. "Because you're my best friend. I need your support." Best friend? The word was a dagger. I pulled away, storming out into the storm. That night, alone in my tiny walk-up, I cried for hours. The romance I'd built in my mind shattered. Yet, part of me clung to the memories, her laugh, her touch, the way she'd make me feel alive in a city that could swallow you whole. The drama was just beginning. Elena called relentlessly. Apologies flooding my inbox. "I miss you," one read. "Miss me? As what?" The ambiguity fueled my anger, but love lingered like a ghost. Weeks blurred into a haze after that rainy night. I threw myself into work, photographing protests in Washington Square Park, capturing the raw emotion of activists fighting for LGBTQ rights. The irony wasn't lost on me. Here I was documenting stories of courage while hiding my own heartache. Elena's texts dwindled, but not before one last plea. "Can we talk? Please." Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet at our favorite spot, a quaint diner in Hell's Kitchen known for its all-night pancakes. She looked exhausted, dark circles under her eyes, her usual poise cracked. "Marcus proposed," she blurted as soon as we sat down. The words hung heavy like smog over the Hudson. "Congratulations," I said flatly, stirring my coffee endlessly. Inside, a storm raged. "Why tell me? To twist the knife?" She shook her head, tears welling. I said no. "Jamie, I don't know what I want." Vulnerability poured out. Stories of her upbringing, the expectations, the fear of disappointing her family. "I've always felt different," she admitted, voice trembling. "But with you it's real." Hope flickered, dangerous and bright. We talked for hours, the diner emptying around us. She confessed the dinners were her way of exploring, testing waters she was terrified to dive into. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she whispered. I wanted to believe her, but doubt lingered. Was this genuine or another layer of denial? Our reconciliation was tentative like spring thaw. We resumed dinners, but now with honesty simmering beneath. No more just friends, we acknowledged the spark, though Elena shied from labels. "Let's take it slow," she said. Romance bloomed cautiously. Stolen kisses in Central Park, hands intertwined during walks along the High Line. New York's energy fueled us, jazz clubs in Harlem, picnics in Prospect Park. But shadows loomed. Elena's family pressured her about Marcus. "He's perfect on paper," her sister texted her, which Elena showed me in frustration. Internal conflict tore at her. One night, after a heated argument with her mother over the phone, she showed up at my door, soaked from rain. "Hold me," she pleaded. We curled up on my couch, her head in my lap as I stroked her hair. I love you, I whispered, the words escaping unbidden. She froze, then sat up. Jamie, I care about you so much. Not love. The omission stung, but I pushed it down. The drama escalated when Marcus confronted her at the gallery. Is it that photographer? He demanded, loud enough for colleagues to hear. Elena denied it, but the rumor mill churned. She called me in tears. Everything's falling apart. I comforted her, but resentment brewed. Why couldn't she stand up for us? The city, once romantic, felt oppressive. Crowds pressing in like judgments. Friends advised caution. Sarah, she's not ready. Protect your heart. Highs and lows defined us. A weekend getaway to the Hamptons, borrowed from a friend's beach house, was pure magic. We walked sandy shores, waves crashing like our emotions. Under starlit skies, Elena finally said it. I think I'm falling for you. Joy exploded within me. We danced in the living room to old jazz records. Bodies close but respectful. The romance pure and emotional. Back in the city, reality crashed. Elena's father fell ill, hospitalized in Jersey. Family duties pulled her away. They need me traditional, she explained, guilt-ridden. Visits became sporadic, texts evasive. Suspicion grew when I saw her Instagram. Photos with Marcus at family events. Just for show, she claimed. Betrayal hit like a subway train. Scrolling late one night, I found a post. Elena and Marcus at a gala. His arm around her, caption grateful for good friends. Friends? The hypocrisy burned. I confronted her at her apartment, heart hammering. Is this what we are? A secret? I yelled. She crumpled. I'm scared, Jamie. Coming out would destroy my family. Tears flowed, hers and mine. We argued fiercely about love, identity, societal pressures. You invited me into this, I accused. With every dinner, every glance. She admitted the truth. The dinners were her rebellion. A safe way to feel without committing. But now it's real and I'm terrified. We parted in anger, the door slamming like a finality. Alone, I wandered the streets from Brooklyn Bridge to Battery Park, the Statue of Liberty a distant symbol of freedom I craved. The emotional toll was immense. Sleepless nights, lost appetite. Work suffered, my photos lacked soul. Elena vanished for weeks. Rumors reached me. She was back with Marcus, planning a future. Pain morphed into numbness. I joined a support group for queer women in the East Village, sharing my story amid nods of understanding. Classic straight girl syndrome, one said. But it felt deeper, more human. Then a knock at my door one stormy evening. Elena, drenched, eyes red. I ended it with him. For good. Shock rippled through me. Why? She stepped closer. Because I love you, Jamie. Truly. Reunion was sweet but fragile. We rebuilt slowly. Therapy sessions in Midtown helping Elena unpack her fears. Romance reignited. Candlelit dinners now honest, walks hand in hand without shame. Yet, conflict persisted. Her family discovered us through a mutual friend. Outrage ensued, calls, ultimatums. Choose us or her. Elena wavered, the drama peaking. The ultimatum from Elena's family hung like a guillotine over our budding relationship. It was midsummer 2025. The city sweltering under a heat wave that mirrored our tension. We met in an air-conditioned cafe in Nolita. Her face pale despite the tan from a recent family trip. They want me to come home, she said, twisting her napkin. To sort myself out. My heart sank. And you? What do you want? She hesitated, eyes darting. I want you, Jamie. But they're my blood. The conflict tore at her, visible in every furrowed brow, every sighed breath. I reached across the table, our fingers intertwining. We'll face it together. But togetherness proved elusive. Elena pulled away, citing family obligations. Dinners became rare, replaced by terse texts. I threw myself into a new project. Photographing queer stories across America. Traveling to San Francisco for Pride. Capturing joy amid struggle. The distance helped, but longing persisted. Back in New York, a surprise awaited. Elena invited me to her gallery's annual exhibit. Theme: Hidden Identities. Her piece, a sculpture of intertwined shadows, screamed our story. At the opening, she pulled me aside. This is for us. Emotion swelled. We kissed in the storage room, passion emotional, not physical. Hope reignited but betrayal lurked. Scrolling news one morning I saw it. Elena engaged to Marcus. A tabloid photo ring sparkling. Devastation crashed over me. How? Why? I called voicemail full. Storming to her apartment I found her packing. It's not what you think, she sobbed. My father. He's dying. He begged me to marry Marcus to secure the family. Excuses? Or truth? Rage boiled. You chose them over us. I screamed. She crumpled, admitting the pressure overwhelmed her. I thought I could fake it by time. The revelation shattered me. Our love, built on candlelit foundations, felt like sand. I left, vowing never to return. The city mocked me, every romantic spot a reminder. Months of healing followed. Therapy in Chelsea, runs along the East River, rebuilding with friends. Sarah introduced me to a writers group, where I penned our story, turning pain into art. Elena faded but not forgotten. Whispers reached me. The engagement broken, her father passed peacefully. Guilt knack, had I been too harsh? Then a letter arrived, postmarked Jersey. Jamie, I was wrong. Fear ruled me. I've come out to my family, messy but necessary. I miss our dinners, our talks. Can we try again? Skepticism warred with love. We met neutrally at the Met Museum, amid ancient artifacts symbolizing endurance. She looked changed, freer though scarred. I betrayed you, she admitted. But losing you taught me to fight for what matters. Forgiveness came slowly. We started over. Coffee, not dinners. Conversations deep, unpacking traumas. Romance rebuilt on honesty, no more shadows. As fall returned, leaves turning gold, our bond strengthened. We attended a queer film festival in Tribeca, holding hands publicly. Elena's family, though strained, began accepting. A tentative olive branch at Thanksgiving. Highs followed. A road trip to Niagara Falls, mist shrouding us like mystery. There, under rainbows, she proposed friendship evolving to more. Partners, she said. Joy pure and human. But drama lingered. A former colleague outed Elena maliciously online, sparking backlash. We weathered it together, her resilience shining. The experience deepened our connection, turning conflict into growth. New York with its chaos became our ally. We moved in together. A cozy loft in Williamsburg, decorating with art from our first meeting. Candlelit dinners returned, now symbols of triumph. Yet the past haunted. One night, amid a power outage, we talked by flashlight. What if I hadn't invited you those first times? She mused. We'd never have this. Gratitude washed over us. The story's humanity lay in imperfection. Her denial, my patience, our shared vulnerabilities. Love wasn't perfect. It was messy, American in its pursuit of happiness amid adversity. As winter approached, we volunteered at a LGBTQ shelter in the Bronx, giving back. Seeing young women like us struggling reinforced our journey's worth. Climax built subtly. Elena's mother called, inviting us for Christmas. Acceptance? We went, nerves frayed. At the table, amid tamales and tension, her mother hugged me. You make her happy. Tears flowed, healing begun. Our ending wasn't fairy tale but real. By kitsch avoided, Nan Van prevailed, love winning through empathy. With the family's tentative blessing, our life in New York took on a new rhythm. It was early 2026, the city awakening from holiday slumber, streets bustling with resolutions and regrets. Elena and I navigated cohabitation with the grace of two people who danced on the edge of heartbreak. Morning started with coffee in our sunlit kitchen, her humming old salsa tunes while I edited photos. This is us, she'd say, kissing my forehead. But old wounds scarred deep. Trust issues surfaced during minor squabbles. A late night at the gallery, a forgotten text. Are you hiding something? I'd ask, paranoia creeping. She'd reassure. But the drama of past betrayal lingered like city smog. To mend, we sought couples counseling in Greenwich Village, a therapist specializing in queer relationships. Sessions unearthed layers. Elena's internalized homophobia from her upbringing, my fear of abandonment rooted in small-town rejections. Love requires work, the therapist said. We committed homework including date night sans candles, picnics in McCarran Park, bike rides over Brooklyn Bridge. Romance flourished in subtlety. Notes left in lunchboxes, surprise tickets to MoMA exhibits. Elena's art evolved, incorporating our story into installations that toured nationally. My photography book, Shadows of Desire, dedicated to her, gained acclaim in indie circles. Conflict arose externally. At a gallery event in Miami during Art Basel, an ex of Elena's, a woman from college she briefly dated in secret, approached us. "So you finally came out," she sneered, jealousy evident. Elena stood firm. "Yes, with the woman I love." Pride swelled in me, but the encounter rattled her. On the flight home, she confessed past flings with women, hidden even from me. I was ashamed. Honesty bred closeness but also pain. "Why not tell me sooner?" I pressed. "Fear you'd see me as confused." We argued, voices echoing in our loft. Resolution came with tears and embraces, forgiveness a bridge we crossed together. The American essence shone in our resilience. Like immigrants chasing dreams, we built our future amid diversity. Friends became family. Sarah hosting barbecues, Elena's sister visiting, warming to us. Emotionally, it was cathartic. "This is freedom," Elena said, as we watched fireworks over the East River on July 4th. Independence, indeed. Yet life threw curves. My career took me to LA for a shoot, distance testing us. Daily calls turned tense. Misunderstandings amplified. "Do you still want this?" she asked one night. "Always," I affirmed. Returning, I surprised her with a custom ring. Not proposal but promise. For our journey. The gesture sealed our bond. We traveled to national parks, from Yosemite's majesty to Grand Canyon's depths, nature mirroring our emotional landscapes. In Yellowstone, amid geysers, she shared dreams of starting a family. Adoption, perhaps. With you, anything's possible. Back home, humanitarian elements deepened. We mentored at the shelter, helping teens navigate identity. One girl, Maria, reminded Elena of herself, confused, pressured. Guiding her brought closure. As autumn leaves fell, a health scare hit. Elena's routine checkup revealed a lump. Fear gripped us. Biopsies, waiting rooms in Mount Sinai Hospital. "If it's bad, no, I regret nothing," she whispered. Benign, thankfully. The ordeal strengthened us, appreciation for life acute. Romance persisted. Anniversary dinners, now with toasts to growth. From denial to devotion, I'd say. The story's Nan Van Core. Love transcends labels, healing through empathy. No perfect heroes, just humans fumbling toward happiness. Climax resolved in quiet moments. One evening, stargazing on our roof, Elena said, "Thank you for waiting." I replied, "Thank you for choosing." Our tale, dramatic and emotional, ended not with fireworks but steady flame. Like candles that once deceived, now illuminated truth. By late 2026, our life had settled into a beautiful routine, the kind that comes after storms have passed. New York, with its endless reinvention, felt like home more than ever. Elena's gallery thrived, hosting exhibits on queer Latinx artists, her passion project. My photography expanded to documentaries, capturing stories of love across divides. Together, we hosted dinner parties in our loft, friends toasting to our resilience. But peace was earned, not given. Lingering family tensions surfaced at holidays. Elena's mother, though accepting, still mourned the traditional path. At a Christmas gathering in Jersey, awkward silences gave way to heartfelt talks. "I see your happiness now," her mother admitted, hugging us both. Reconciliation. Slow but genuine. Emotionally, we grew. Weekly therapy became maintenance, tools for communication. "We're a team," Elena affirmed. Romance evolved. Spontaneous weekends in the Catskills, hiking trails hand in hand, sharing dreams under canopies of color. Drama's echoes faded, replaced by depth. A collaborative art piece, my photos fused with her sculptures, debuted at the Whitney, symbolizing our union. Critics raved. A poignant exploration of hidden love. Humanity shown in small acts. Volunteering, advocating for LGBTQ bills in Albany. We sponsored Maria's college fund, watching her bloom. As spring 2027 bloomed, we decided on forever. In Central Park, where it deepened, Elena proposed on one knee, ring glinting. Marry me, Jamie. Let's light the world together. Tears, yes, embraces. The wedding, intimate on a Hudson River boat. Blended cultures. Latino traditions, queer flair. Family attended, bridges mended. Vows exchanged amid sunset. From candlelit doubts to eternal flame. Honeymoon in Hawaii. Beaches and volcanoes mirroring our passion. Back we adopted a rescue dog, Luna, completing our family. Years later, reflecting, our story was one of growth. Betrayal taught forgiveness. Conflict, strength. In America's melting pot, we found our place. Two women loving fiercely, humanly. The end wasn't happily ever after, but authentically so. Challenges would come, but we'd face them, candles burning bright.